Hello everybody, Vic here with another video, and today we're talking how to fix Halloween Ends. The anticipated sequel to both Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills came out to Peacock and theaters in 2022. I saw this movie back on Peacock opening day. I was a bit underwhelmed, a bit confused, didn't really know what was going on, and on frequent watches, and also just reading some of your comments, thoughts from Halloween fans. I've come to understand Halloween Ends a little bit more. I've come to understand what David Gordon Green was going for, but I still have some issues with the movie, and today we're going to talk about how to fix Halloween Ends. Of course, in the comments, let me know your thoughts on Halloween Ends. How would you fix it? And of course, as always, hit the like button, thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. All right, listen, Halloween Ends. What do we got going on here? Well, originally, back when Halloween Kills was made, before it was made, I guess the idea was originally that all three movies were going to take place on the same night. We're going to have Halloween 2018, and then Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. And somewhere, maybe because of the pandemic, the delays in filming, they wanted to do a whole different story with Halloween Ends. And listen, I like Halloween 3. I like when the franchise goes in a different direction. It's okay to do different things, right? The Halloween audience, certain things we do expect, certain things we do want, but for the most part, we're open to change, open to different things. But man, Halloween Ends is asking a lot. And the one problem with doing something big or dramatic, like a type of change, like Halloween 3, for example, Halloween 3 is a standalone movie. So you can do that. It doesn't really affect the rest of the story. But Halloween Ends is the concluding chapter in a trilogy. And when you're doing the final entry in a trilogy, certain expectations have to be met. You're wrapping up the whole story. The fans have invested in 2 movies already. We want to see a logical conclusion to what we've seen so far. Halloween 3 is wow. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's certainly not a good concluding chapter to the Halloween 2018 trilogy because it really doesn't go with anything that came before it. But listen, that's big picture stuff aside. Let's get into some specifics about how it fixed the movie, and we'll talk about the movie in general as we go. The very first thing, this opening scene with the kid and Corey. I mean, if you watch the first 2 movies, this opening scene feels like you're just watching an entire different franchise. You're like, wait a minute, did I turn on the right movie? I mean, who is this kid Corey babysitting? Why should we care about this? Where the hell is Laurie Strode and her family? Where's Allison at? It begs questions, this opening scene, but quickly we're drawn to this story of Corey, the babysitter. Seems a bit jumpy. And unfortunately for him, he didn't have the luck of the girl in the first movie who was babysitting Julian, which was the coolest kid of all time. Unfortunately for Corey, he's babysitting a damn evil kid. Best I can tell, this kid is, the next Michael Myers himself, the personification of evil. If he didn't die in this opening scene, I think the Man in Black would be coming into town to turn this kid that Corey's babysitting into the next Michael Myers. But look, I'm okay with this opening scene. You're trying to establish that Corey's going to have something very traumatic happen to him that's going to change his destiny, the course of his life forever, and I get that. I just wish this kid was a little bit more likable because when the kid dies, I mean, it wasn't as strong as my partner Nick Arcana, who actually, as we're watching and reviewing the movie, he laughed his ass off when this kid fell. My partner Nick Arcana laughed his ass off. I mean, it is kind of stupid how the kid falls and all that, but I wouldn't go that far. I didn't laugh, but they didn't present a likable kid. I wish I felt bad for the kid more based on what happened in terms of, was he a likable character who met an unfortunate demise? It's definitely an unfortunate demise, but this kid was really messing with Corey, man. Locked him in the damn room. And the other thing, too, is, okay, my problem with this scene, what I would do differently, in all honesty, I would make the kid more likable, and I would also make Corey, the way he kills him, to me, needs to be something ambiguous. Because what happens here, to me, is a clear accident. This is not Corey summoning some type of evil from within or showing a flash of evil. This is a pure coincidental accident that it could happen to any babysitter, and that's one of the problems I have with this scene. I feel like we're going to establish as the movie goes on that Corey has something evil inside, something that even Michael can see in Corey. And we need to see a little bit more of that there. So maybe Corey can kill the kid in a way that doesn't not over the top intentional, but not clearly an accident either. Maybe some in-between way where we don't know. Maybe we don't see what happens. Maybe something happens where the kid falls and we don't know if Corey purposely did it or did not purposely do it. Just something where there's some ambiguity there for the audience to be like, okay, maybe Corey's evil, maybe he's innocent. We don't know. If you leave that open to interpretation and we don't know the true nature of it, it's actually a much more interesting entryway into Corey's life. Okay, let's move on. On a note, after this happens to Corey, obviously the story's going to pick up now, and of course we're in Haddonfield. We're going to see all our old friends again, our old Haddonfield buddies who refuse to leave this town. And it begs the question for me, which I always have in Halloween movies, Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018, for example. Why did Corey stay in this town? I mean, why, after this thing happens to you, why would you subject yourself to being tormented by the locals? I mean, all this trauma he has inside, and he has to deal with local bullies and the whole town looking at him weird. Even the mother of the deceased kid is going to see him at a bar. It just seems like a reach that Corey, after all his legal stuff is figured out, that he stays in Haddonfield. He needs to be getting the hell out of Haddonfield a long time ago. I mean, we can say maybe his mom has a job there, his parents have a job there where he has to stay there because he can't support himself. There's got to be a grandmother or a sister or a family member, somebody somewhere else where we can give poor Corey a fresh start, because none of this damn movie happens if Corey just logically moves out of this town. I don't think you can go through all that and then the plan is like, yeah, Corey, just stay in Haddonfield, live a normal life. No, everybody's going to look at you funny. You're going to never get over your trauma because you're going to keep repeating it every time someone looks at you funny. So I think we need a better explanation or something to talk about why Corey doesn't want to leave Haddonfield. I mean, no, actually, towards the end of the movie, he talks about with Allison, let's leave, but he should have left a long damn time ago. So, okay. Speaking of Corey getting tormented by locals, he's going to get bullied by this group of kids. And the only issue with this is, when you're casting the movie, if you're going to have this kid walk up to Corey and be bold and call him names and all this stuff, and you just got to cast somebody who's a little bit bigger than the actor who's playing Corey, because the whole time I'm watching that scene at the convenience store, I'm like, man, Corey's a much bigger dude than this bully. This bully's probably going to get his ass kicked if Corey actually fights him. Why is this bully being so bold? And on top of that also, if you're the bully and you're talking to somebody who maybe from the town's perspective, maybe is some kind of child murderer or has a dark side, and he's bigger than you, as a bold bully. I mean, Corey could have just been like, listen, man, realistically, look at you, look at me, I'll beat your ass right now. I just think they should have cast a more intimidating bully or a group of intimidating bullies where you actually believe that Corey could be intimidated by these people. I didn't get that vibe from the bullies that were bullying him. So I would change the casting on the bullies. Okay, of course, one of the big plights for Corey is that, in my opinion, Laurie Strode is the person who initiates the interaction or the meeting between Allison and Corey. So Corey's going to meet Allison, and I appreciate this movie finally is giving Allison a lot more to do. Feels like Allison's a much bigger character in this movie, which I think the whole trilogy needed to focus more on Allison throughout each movie. Everything's spread apart with characterization in Halloween Kills because you have 75 characters we don't care about. Finally, we get to focus on Allison. But I don't understand why she likes Corey so much. They don't really sell to us or explain to us what has Allison so drawn to Corey. I understand the trauma bonding idea, the idea that Allison went through something traumatic, Corey's gone through something traumatic, so because of their trauma, they're sort of bonding together. I understand that angle, but there's got to be more to it than that, because from the very first scene of them sharing the scene together, and then a couple of scenes later, Allison's really kind of throwing herself at Corey, really pushing hard for Corey to go on a date with her, and at the party pushing hard for him. I mean, I don't know. She falls for Corey very quickly, and there's just not enough on screen because Corey's actually standoffish. And these scenes opening where Allison's pushing so hard to get with Corey, Corey's kind of like, listen, I'm in my own world, doing my own thing, dealing with my trauma. He's really not that receptive or that engaging in a way where I just don't know. I think that if you're going to build this sort of romance between the two, it's got to be a little bit more Corey pursuing Allison as well. It just feels like Allison is really just trying too hard with Corey. And I don't know why they went in that direction, because I feel like you're just, I don't know. You need to explain that better and let us know what's going on there in their minds. What's the attraction? What do they like about each other? They just don't do a good job of that. So, all right. So let's move on now. We're talking about Corey because one of the problems of this movie is that this is Corey's movie. Notice everything I'm talking about so far is Corey. That's because Corey's the damn main character in this movie. All the false advertising, all the trailers advertising this as the final battle between Laurie and Michael. It's just not there. There's no final battle. It's going to be shoehorned at the very end. This is Corey's story. Everything is revolving on Corey, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Once again, as a Halloween fan, we're open to change, open to different things. I'll be honest, about 45 minutes in, I'm riveted with Corey's story. I'm into it. I'm drawn in. I'm following Corey. The guy's doing a great actor. The actor playing Corey does a good job. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're doing the Corey thing here. Michael doesn't even show up in the movie until 35, 40 minutes in, and I gotta say, I don't know if this movie needs Michael Myers. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying that now, but the way Michael's used and the fact this is Corey's story, I don't know if you need Michael. Maybe Corey could have just found Michael's mask, put on the mask, and then the transference of power is just all through Michael's mask, because Michael, in terms of a physical presence, him actually being here, I don't know if it actually makes the movie better. I don't know. Let's talk about Corey and Michael, though. Their interaction. Corey, of course, in the sewer. Michael looks in his face, and for the first time ever in the history of Michael Myers, he's not going to kill Corey. He's going to see something in Corey and take him on as an apprentice, a sidekick, a hype man. I don't know. What do you want to call the relationship? I don't understand. I don't buy Michael killing the cop, and then Corey's there. Michael's like, good job, little buddy. You brought me the cop. I don't know. I know Michael's a thinker and he's strategic. And maybe he's thinking, hey, this kid can help me bring me back. He can bring me more victims. I'll power up. I'll get more strength. But the logistics of their relationship also, I mean, man, they go to, kill the doctor couple. It's like, I know Corey's on the bike and he got there on his bike. How the hell did Michael get there? I mean, I know it's a meme, right? But was Michael on the back of Corey's bike? Because if Michael's walking, that's probably going to take a long-ass time for her to get there. I mean, I know horportation, maybe Michael just transported there, but I got to think that they rode there together on the bike, and that's just a stupid visual that you can't imagine Corey saying, hey, buddy, get on the back of the bike with me, and they ride together. I don't know. I don't get that. Many have talked about the sewer fight scene. I mean, there's been epic fight scenes in movies. Remember, of course, Keith David, Roddy Piper, and They Live. Jamie Lee Curtis versus Michael Myers on Halloween H2O. And nowhere on any best or top of list will we ever see Michael versus Corey in the sewer. This is a terrible scene. I don't know if I should rank it below the Busta Rhymes Michael Myers thing or not, because I mean, when Busta is doing the kung fu and stuff, I kind of believe it. At least we saw Busta watching kung fu movies early in the movie, but Corey goes from getting bullied, scared by bullies, to walking the sewer and just straight up punking Michael Myers and taking his mask. And it's filmed in such a funny, comedic way. I'm just like, man, you brought Michael back in this movie for this? For him to get punked out by Corey? I mean, just have Corey come to the sewer and steal the mask with Michael not looking or something, some other way to get the mask, but damn it, man. Why do you got to make Michael look so weak in this scene? And why is it filmed in such a goofy fashion? I don't understand what David Gordon Green is doing here. Okay. Laurie Strode. Let's talk about Laurie Strode. She's bought a new house. She's baking cakes. She's watching soap operas. She's living the good life, worry-free. And I just don't understand. A common thing that's been said from Halloween fans is that the way she is in Halloween Ends is the way she should have been in Halloween 2018. And you have to flip that. Halloween 2018, that's how she should be in Halloween Ends. If your entire last 40 years, you're worried about this guy, Michael Myers, coming back, you've obsessed your entire life about it, you won't leave Haddonfield, even though all logic supports that you should leave Haddonfield. You've stayed in Haddonfield because you think he's coming back and you want to take him out. And then he does come back. It actually happens. Your fears came true. You were right all along. He comes back and kills half the people in Haddonfield, and he kills your daughter. You're telling me a couple years later, she has let go of all, Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor stuff. She's let all that go, and she's living a domesticated life where she's baking cookies and pies. I mean, I would think she would hunker down. I think she would build a new fortress of, whatever, with booby traps, and she's out in the backyard just practicing the shooting range for when Michael shows up again. And by the way, they didn't find Michael's body, so they know she knows Michael's out there. It's not even like Michael's in a prison or consumed dead. She knows Michael's out there somewhere. She knows he's coming. So I don't buy this characterization of Laurie Strode at all. I wanted to be just like full blown Halloween 5 Dr. Loomis, just over the top. Like, damn it, like I am willing to sacrifice anybody to take out Michael. I want her going off the rails here. I just want like a very over the top Laurie Strode in this movie. And I don't know what we get here. I don't know how to describe it. Like she's very nonchalant. She's focused on the Corey thing. And then at the end, Michael comes back and it seems like she's actually well prepared to fight Michael one-on-one and beats him in a one-on-one fight, which again, I feel like is questionable, but I don't know. I mean, have Laurie just be totally batshit insane here, in my opinion. I would have liked that better. All right. Hawkins. Let's talk Officer Hawkins. The man gave a speech in Halloween Kills about he has his past with Michael Myers, and he had to be the one to take out Michael Myers. And then never again in the damn franchise does he have any interaction with Michael Myers. I don't understand what was the purpose of keeping Hawkins alive after part one. He died in part one. You brought him back, not for some big end goal, end game moment in the franchise. He's not even here. I mean, you have the great actor there. It's like, why waste that actor? And I don't know. I just give Hawkins more to do here. I mean, have him be just active. Have him be there. Have him doing things. Have him have a face-to-face with Michael. Let Michael kill him if you want. I don't know. Let Corey kill him. Just, you need more Hawkins here. And speaking of that, I've said it in the last couple videos about this trilogy. Kill Barker. How does Barker, I keep mentioning it, but he still makes it out every single movie. Halloween 2018, still alive. Halloween Kills, still alive. Halloween Ends, still alive. We saw you there at the end, Barker. We saw you. We didn't appreciate your presence. You were useless in the first two movies, and you still get to live and have a happy ending. Kill Barker. Somebody just, get someone buy the rights, bring him back to Blumhouse so they can make one more movie. I just want one opening scene where Michael wherever just kills Barker. Please, someone do that. Okay, what else do we got here? Okay, well, speaking of returning characters, Hawkins wasted. Who else is wasted? Lindsay Wallace. Lindsay Wallace, who's given a sort of relatively borderline epic chase scene in Halloween Kills, is brought back here to do jack shit. What are you doing? What? We don't care about all the characters who die in this movie. This movie is, it's missing characters you care about that get killed. We're exposed to a bunch of unlikable characters that died in this movie. I don't, the doctor, the DJ, the bully gang. It's like horror 101. Like, you got to have at least a couple of characters we care about die, and this movie misses the mark completely on that. And you could have solved that one clear thing, have Corey or Michael or somebody go after Lindsay Wallace and kill Lindsay Wallace, give us an epic chase scene. Whatever equity you've built with Lindsay Wallace's character from her surviving Halloween Kills, you have to use that here. You have to allow us to have some character we can hold on to and then break our hearts when they die, and that's just not here. This movie has all unlikable characters dying, all useless, I would say one-note, non-established characters. It's not death scenes where you don't care about the character or don't know the character at all are just meh. So bring back Lindsay Wallace to actually do something with her. That would be a big plus for this movie. All right, let's talk about Michael again for a second. Michael Myers, who the last couple years has been living in the sewer, recovering from his wounds. Okay, let's go back to the end of Halloween Kills. Even though it made no sense at all, Michael actually came into the house to kill Karen. This house was surrounded by police officers. How the hell did Michael make it out of that house? How did he escape? Does Michael know back routes all throughout the neighborhood? I don't understand why he would risk going in the house with cops everywhere, and then he makes it out. And okay, so now Michael is in the sewer, super weak, recovering. I guess he's been killing homeless people and just making do with killing people randomly. I guess that's sort of implied, but somebody help me out with this. Isn't the idea established in Halloween Kills, the idea is that as Michael kills more, he gets stronger? Like, he ascends as that happens. Okay, well, someone help me out. He killed the entire mob at the end of Halloween Kills and then kills Karen. Shouldn't he be quickly recovering back to full strength and be good to go, stronger than ever? Shouldn't Michael be like he just woke up and ate a damn bowl of oatmeal, ready to go to the gym, had his pre-workout? I mean, why is he weak for years on? He killed a whole damn mob. All the people he killed in Halloween Kills. If he truly ascends, if he gets stronger with more kills, I don't know why Michael's so weak here. Someone in the comments, let me know. Is the story of Halloween Kills, is the idea that Michael's supposed to get stronger as he kills more? And if that's the case, why isn't that there between Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? And it's played here in Halloween Ends because as he kills more in this movie, he comes back to, he gets stronger. Also, if he's killing everybody and getting stronger, by the end of Halloween Ends, aren't we getting a strong version of Michael facing off with Laurie Strode? And that's the version that Laurie Strode beats his ass in the kitchen and wins a fair one-on-one battle? Like, Laurie Strode's awesome, no doubt, but I mean, you're just telling me that she can go into a one-on-one combat with Michael, a stronger Michael who's back to form, and just kill him? I mean, I don't know. Someone explain to me in the comments if I'm wrong about this Michael getting stronger thing, because I just don't understand why he's so weak in Halloween Ends. I don't understand that. Okay, let's talk about Corey's plight, Corey's story. We follow Corey for the entire movie. for me, I grew attached to the character in terms like, okay, I'm invested in what happens to him and his story because he's been the main character throughout the movie. Him and Allison, this is their movie. This end scene of Halloween Ends really needs to focus on Corey and Allison. You're gonna put the spotlight on them for the first 1 hour, focus on their story, and then throw them in the trash. I'm not gonna say throw them in the trash. You throw them in the back seat in order to service some misguided idea that you have to have a final showdown between Laurie and Michael. That showdown between Laurie and Michael is not earned in this movie. When that happens at the end, it feels like a shoehorned, it feels like the wrong ending for this movie. This ending didn't involve Allison and Corey. They're the main characters of this movie. I just don't understand why we don't get that. Corey, sacrificed at the altar of Laurie and Michael, gets his head snapped by Michael Myers. Here's just what I want at the ending. I know Corey supposedly is dead, but after they've killed Michael, the best ending you could possibly do is they killed Michael, Laurie's looking down Michael's body, disintegrate, all that stuff. But the last shot, he's be cutting back to that floor in the living room, and you show that Corey's no longer there. Corey's gone because we get that perfect, sort of full circle thing from the original Halloween where Michael disappeared, shot 6 times, fell to the ground, and disappears in the night. We get that with Corey, and that means in this timeline, evil actually never dies. The true transfers of evil actually did happen, and now Corey has whatever powers Michael had to regenerate and move on. But no, we don't get that. We get sort of a basic ending, wrapping up the Blumhouse trilogy. I guess I understand, but yeah, it's so much to do here, so much to work with if you just left Corey alive. Have him lay down on the ground, have his eye open, something. Give me something here. I don't know. All right. Okay, this is pretty much all I have for Halloween Ends. I just want better characterization for Corey, for Michael, for Laurie. I want to feature the returning characters a little bit more. Hawkins, Lindsay Wallace, give them something to do. I want more likable characters. You made every character who dies here unlikable, one-note characters that we don't care about. Again, that's just not how a good horror movie works. You're not going to have a good horror movie with all unlikable characters. And then, again, you're building the whole movie around Corey and Allison, and you throw that in the trash strictly to feature an unneeded extra fight between Michael and Laurie. We've seen that many times before. If you're going to go in that new direction, really commit to it. Go hard on that. Give us a Corey movie. I'm telling you, rewatching the movie, I don't know if this movie actually needs Michael Myers. I think you can actually tell this story with just Corey, Allison, and Laurie Strode. And I don't know if Michael's better off for having been in this movie. It's a really thankless role for Michael. He's treated like shit. He looks like shit. At the end, Laurie beats his ass and he just dies at the end. This is not a good Michael Myers movie. Anyways, in the comments, let me know your thoughts on my thoughts on Halloween Ends. Let me know your thoughts. How would you fix the movie? Next week, we're going to be having a full Halloween franchise ranking. Me and Nick Arcana are going to each give our entire ranking of the entire series. It's been a while since I've done that, and to be honest, I think you guys are going to be quite surprised by where I'm ranking some of these movies. Some movies have fallen higher some movies have fallen down the list. Some movies have actually raised higher on the list. So very interesting to see what you guys think of that. Until then, you guys take care.